So here we go for the Legends final. And this will be an absolute firecracker of a race. Colin McNeil on the front row of the grid from Gerard McCosh. A nice controlled start from everybody as they make their way down towards the hairpin for the first time of asking. And everybody goes towards the inside, apart from Stevie McGill. He tries to go way round the outside, and I don't think that is going to happen for him. But yeah, as they come through and make their way towards Clark Corner for the first time of asking, John Patterson in the back of the pack still hasn't made his way from his lowly starting position because he's done so well today. He was starting quite near the back and everything bottles up at Clark Corner there. Wee Pat and David Hunter very, very lucky to get through with that. David Newell also starting at the back. Duncan Vincent was starting at the back as well because he's had quite a good day, and we'll see if these guys are all getting on the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through McIntyre's and start climbing up the hill. But we need to keep our eyes on these big hitters at the back. Your David Hunter, your John Patterson and your David Newell, Rally Dave. These big fast guys will be coming through. Ivor Greenwood's back up at the front, as is Jordan Hodgson, and Ivor Greenwood under big pressure, and Stephen McGill goes for the inside to take the lead from Colin McNeil. Does he do it? Yes, he does. And that's Duncan Vincent already up from the back of the grid, and he's managed to go round the outside of Ivor Greenwood there. How did he manage to get there so quickly? We'll have to find out and try and look back at that, as the rest of the guys all still fighting away in a big pack as they go through Hislopes towards Clark Corner. You can see at the back of that Michael Paxton with the silver card just ahead of him, Dave Hunter, then David Newell just ahead of him. Meanwhile, the leaders climbing Butchers into McIntyre's, and that's Jordan Hodgson, and he's got Duncan Vincent trying to go up the inside of him, but not to be. Hodgson holds that position very, very well as they now climb up Duffy's Dip. But Stephen McGill starting to run away with this one from Colin McNeil. Hodgson, Vincent, Greenwood, that's your top handful of runners. Then a big gap back, we've got Palazzo, then we've got Wee Pat, John Patterson in that group as well, as Duncan Vincent now goes round the outside of Jordan Hodgson. Does he make that stick? Has he got Stephen McGill as well? He's gone from 4th to 2nd place. That's a pretty big move. Lucky to get away with that and not get shown the edge of the gravel trap. But two people in one corner, and he's now behind his teammate Colin McNeil as they go over the crest of Clark's Corner. Down the back straight, McNeil holds it as they go in towards the chicane, and over the crest of that chicane you can go. You can carry so much speed in a car through there. It's all about releasing the brake and trying to carry that speed, but you've got to watch not run too wide at the second part, or you end up getting a big jump off that sausage curb. John Patterson still well and truly in the mix, coming through the field now, trying to go round the outside of Palazzo. Vincent takes the lead. He takes the lead going up Duffy's Dip there. That's not a normal overtaking place, and has he left himself lame on the street? He has. Here comes Jordan Hodgson alongside, past, pulls across. Great move from Jordan Hodgson there. Duncan Vincent maybe overtaken in not the best of places there, and left himself vulnerable on the main straight, and that let Hodgson drive up alongside, past, and get the manoeuvre done before they were even on the brakes. So cracking stuff from Jordan Hodgson. The Stephen Zebakers car, backed by Stephen Zebakers, and Dr. Robert Johnson, the commentator, does like that car, and he's quite partial to a Stevens now and again. That's something completely different though, folks, as the cars look at this now. They've all caught up towards the front. John Patterson's right up there as well as they go in towards McIntyre's. Big move up the inside. That's Ryan McLeish. Can he make that stick? Yes, kind of, no. Ryan McLeish side by side. Yes, manages to hold that as the leaders come up and onto the crest of the hill. Vincent makes a move on Hodgson. Hodgson defends it towards the inside as they go down towards the hairpin. Vincent tries to go around the outside. Greenwood now comes up alongside Duncan Vincent. Bit of a mistake there. Ivor Greenwood's going to take that position, and he shows on the edge of the track and leaves Vincent with either touch the side of me or going to the gravel. So Duncan Vincent steers away from that one and thinks better not bend the car as they head towards Hislopes and Clark's coming through. Jordan Hodgson from Duncan Vincent, from Stephen McGill, from John Patterson. Wee Pat has got right up towards the front. It's taken him a little while, but he's now menacing all the guys at the front as they go. Look at them all bouncing through that chicane. Fabulous to see, but still a little bit further back we've got David Hunter and David Newell. These guys just methodically picking off the positions, not putting themselves at any risk as the leaders climb once again the crest off the hill and click off another lap as they go underneath that Beatson's Bridge. Stephen McGill now looking quite menacing behind the number 7 New College of Lanarkshire car that Duncan Vincent's driving. As Hodgson defends on the inside. Hang on, is Ivor Greenwood going to cut that back? Look at that for a manoeuvre. 71 years old, and he makes himself look like a 21-year-old. Ivor Greenwood sideways out of the corner, drives that so hard and takes the lead from Jordan Hodgson as they go through towards Hislopes, and he leads at Clark Corner. What a brilliant piece of driving from Ivor Greenwood. The man who comes over for Ireland from for Ireland from every race meeting, and we've got a car off there sitting in a horrible, horrible position here. I can't see that one lasting for much longer. I'm pretty sure a safety car will probably come out for that car. We'll have to keep our eyes on him as he walks away from the car, which is probably for the best. The rest of the guys making their way up the hill, and yeah, we're probably going to get a safety car to neutralise that one. John Critchlow in possibly the worst place he could be, but see how quickly he got away from the car as everybody slows down. Now the safety car has come out. Thank goodness for that. We can see the Honda Civic Type R coming onto the track at a nice sensible spot down the bottom. It's actually a BMW you've got today. But all the race drivers will be told about that in their ear as well with the receiver, so race control can tell them that there's going to be a safety car. Bit of energetic flag waving getting done there halfway up the back straight. And off goes that legend, and we're back under racing as we now go down towards the hairpin for this Legends final. The rest of it just to come. Jordan Hodgson goes up the inside there. Hodgson with a big manoeuvre. Oh, big off there. Duncan Vincent across the gravel and whacks into the recticel, and that caught John Patterson out as well. John Patterson as a spin goes across the gravel on the inside, but that just looked like a bit of a missile as Vincent steps out, walks away from the car. Look how buried into the recticel it is. And that's kind of split the pack up, hasn't it? That's left Ivor Greenwood at the front from Jordan Hodgson and Stephen McGillney. Then a bit of a gap back to, is that Palazzo? Is Pino Palazzo? Nope, it's not. Ryan McLeish goes through. Nope, no, Ryan McLeish goes off at the chicane. He manages to keep that, but will they be having a little bit of a look at that? I don't know. Ryan McLeish, a very fast young man, getting faster all the time and driving this car really well. That's the ex-Dan Mackay car that was in the National Championship. So John Patterson has another moment there at the top of Duffy's Dip. It's been a bit of a wild start, this restart, with Duncan Vincent going off. Jordan Hodgson there was a big, massive lock-up with both front tyres, and that's not going to help him in his cause to try and catch up with Ivor Greenwood. And all the time, we have got David Hunter just picking up a few positions, but look at the gravel on the track there as all these cars scrabble for grip, trying to go through there. Let's hope nobody picks up a puncture or anything worse. As Colin McNeil was a half spin through class. Oh, catches one, catches two. That's a bit of a disaster. Was that Palazzo and John Patterson reversing down the track? Absolutely horrible situation to be in for him. Defending champion, spins it round, rejoins. Now that's a bit of front end damage to that car. Let's hope the oil cooler's okay, which is directly behind that front bumper, almost mounted onto the little air intake that goes through the middle of the front bumper. We'll have to keep our eyes on that. But that was very lucky that nobody collected Colin McNeil a lot heavier there, as David Hunter and Rally Dave managed to get through that with no ill effects, thankfully. There's John Patterson, and there's something not right with that car. There's something dragging him. Oh, there's something definitely not right with Colin McNeil's car, sorry. Comes in with three wheels on his wagon. He parks up. And all the time, Ivor Greenwood leads the way as they come down. Hang on, is that Dave Hunter there? Is that David Hunter in the gravel trap at the exit of Clark's? Have I mistaken somebody else for David Hunter? That looked like the number 6 car was parked just off the edge of the track. And that looked like a horrible place for David Hunter to be sitting. He must have been caught up in that spin by Colin McNeil as well. So, if that's the case, that's probably why John Patterson's still trying to nurse that little legend round the track to get a few points as the guys come over the crest of the hill. This has been one heck of a Legends final. It's Palazzo and Stuart Black. Stuart Black's been a little bit vacant in this one, purely because of all the action that's been going on. The rest of the guys all stream through. But what a Legends final. Ivor Greenwood managing to get the lead towards the end of the race, and he'll be absolutely delighted with this. Ivor Greenwood takes the race victory. And what can you say about that? Comes over from Ireland, 71. And look at that, though. John Patterson, that could be big for the championship. Nurses it through, and that could be big for the championship as well. What a disaster for David Hunter in that race. But we see the guys coming back into the pit lane after that good race win. Ivor Greenwood wins from Jordan Hodgson. Stephen McGill rounds out the podium with Ryan McLeish, Stuart Black in 4th and 5th. With Pino Palazzo and David Newell does get 7th. Billy Waite 8th. Michael Paxton 9th. And Jared McCosh rounds out the top 10.